I'm going to come back here. I'm just going to put a little bit of pressure, and let's see what Rain has to say here. Like, I want you to go that way.
What if the healing you've been searching for has been hiding in the weird? Taking the Weird Out of Woo is a new series that's on a mission to normalize non-traditional therapies and explore healing beyond the mainstream, one episode at a time. Each week, we bring together 3 powerful elements: a skeptic who's open but unsure, an expert who's lived and studied the method, and a real experience that just might change everything. From sound healing to breathwork, energy medicine, and beyond, we're diving into the woo with curiosity, compassion, and a willingness to ask, could this actually help? This isn't just entertainment, it's an invitation to feel, to heal, and to explore what's possible when nothing else has worked. Welcome to Taking the Weird Out of Woo. Let's heal together. I believe every child at one point in their life wants a pony, wants a horse. I certainly have. And what other animal represents freedom like a horse does? I imagine myself just flying through a field, bareback on a horse, just feeling what it feels like to have the wind in my hair and the sun on my back. And I know that most of us, at least, even if we didn't want to have a horse or a pony, certainly understand that these beautiful, gentle creatures have power and magnetism, that they have strength. And did you know that it is said that a horse's electromagnetic energy is 5 times greater than us humans? Now, what is electromagnetic energy? Well, let's get a little woo here. It's our aura. It's what you feel when someone is behind you, but you haven't seen them yet. You can feel them, you can sense them before you actually see them. Now imagine that the horses is 5 times greater than that. And they can be the perfect mirror for you and I to understand why we might be having blockages or glass ceilings or areas of our life where we keep having the same patterns show up. We keep having the same life lessons. Well, today that's exactly what we're going to be doing. We are going to be learning life lessons from a horse. And who better than Mr. West Taylor, AKA Horse Whisperer, to show us how, and to show us how we can get over the obstacles in our life. So let's go check this out.
Now, we can put a lot of our human words on that of what we think our core is, but the horse has but one question. What was it?
Are you safe?
Yeah, am I safe? So as the horse is engaging with you and it's reading, it's trying to find safety.
Oh.
If it can't find safety in here to connect with, then it will disconnect. What I've learned, though, in my 15 years and thousands and thousands and thousands of hours working with horses and with people, is there's some similarities between horses and humans. So the similarities that horses and humans have is our autonomic system, kind of our fight, flight, or our safety system. Does that make sense, everybody? So the horse has a natural built-in flight response, right? If something's going on and it's too much, Mother Nature says, leave. You'll feel better over there or clear over there. And unfortunately for some of us horse people, when our horses get kind of amped up and they decide to leave, we're still hanging on to them and they drag us to safety with them. So we have this same internal fight-flight system. We just may not actually go running down the road, although we might, depends on what the hell's going on. That's not a bad idea. But what I'd ask you guys is to check on your inside and just what does it feel like when fight, flight? There could be little things that happen in your life that your internal system starts this reaction of protection to protect you from the scary thing, whatever that might be. Might not even really be scary. The wild horses, when they come from the factory, come with the app downloaded in that everything is a threat until proven otherwise. They don't question whether it's a threat or not. It is, until they prove otherwise. So we'll see what Rain has to say, and then we'll chat a little bit more. So what I want you watching for, watch Rain come this direction. Let's see what she does with this thing. Because can she see this? Yep. Does it make some noise? Maybe. Could she feel it or touch it if she has to walk on it? All right, so we got 2 out of 3 pretty hot about it's going to cause some trouble. But we'll go see. We'll go see what she says. So when I'm doing these demonstrations or using a horse to speak as kind of my co-facilitator in that sense, I really enjoy not knowing the horse. Like I don't work with the horses beforehand, because what I really enjoy and liking is just understanding and knowing scientifically how the horse works. So I can come in and engage in a conversation with any horse and know that it will lead me somewhere to have that type of a conversation. So I enjoy just the openness of the horse, that it doesn't matter whether I've worked with the horse before or know anything about the horse, or a lot of times people want to tell me all the backstory about the horse. And I'm like, it really doesn't matter. I just need to get in here and start having a conversation, and the horse will work with me in whatever capacity that I'm kind of asking and flowing with the horse. So I enjoy that that initial conversation, that initial come together. I really enjoy figuring that out. What's your thing? What's going on in your life now, or in the immediate future, or maybe even your past, that you know is there? You got a great big ass white tarp right in your front room. What is it for you? Maybe it's not big, maybe it's small. What's the thing? Does that make sense? So why would Ray avoid this? Why go around it? So we're going to slow this down, kind of create a little partnership here, right? A little communication between me and Rain, and let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can slow this down. Can we make this simpler? Can I set up some smaller bits of pressure? Because this is what we're going to talk about in transformation. Like how do we make changes in our life? Rain, can you just stay right there? Right, it can look like, or somebody might even tell you, hey, just go get on the tarp, you're going to be fine. Oh, hey, easy. Right? Can somebody say that? Like, I don't know what you're worried about. That thing in your life, just go do it. Well, that might work for that person. They might not have the same concerns or fears or upregulation that you have about the thing. Let's check in with Rain here. We're going to adjust this a little bit so we can slow this down a little bit. I'm going to come out here with Rain. I'm going to be pressure. This is you. Relief of your pressure or getting that new thing or making that new behavior change is going to be over here. How the hell do we get from there to there? Maybe we can, well, let's see here, Rain. Let's try this out. Let's back up a little bit. I'm going to come back here. I'm just going to put a little bit of pressure, and let's see what Rain has to say here. Like, I want you to go that way. Could she be any more obvious? Whew, I almost died over there. Do you see her licking and chewing right now? When the horse is licking and chewing, that's that dopamine and serotonin reward. They're coming down. So here's Rain. Life has an opportunity for you, for Rain. So life puts pressure on you, on Rain, to go check out the new opportunity. And Rain was like, oh, hell no. I'm going to shortcut right through there. So she avoided the pressure of the new thing, went right over there, and got a dopamine reward. And the dopamine is, I want to do it again. So if we set this up again, what's Rain going to do? What's she doing? Yeah, I see some curiosity. Some want to. Yeah. Everything's a threat until proven otherwise. She's trying to prove otherwise. So your thing, whatever it is, it's going to be a threat until you prove otherwise. It's not just going to sit there and rattle around in your skull for another decade and become okay. We got to grab it, put it out, look at it. Build an approach. Change some things. Maybe I need to go touch it. To be aware of it. All right, Rain. Was that better? Wasn't fast, but we also didn't stay there. But we didn't die. Ooh, hey, what if we just chill right here? Ooh, right here. You see how she's holding this tension? All right? She's going to launch forward, launch backwards, launch into me. Hi. Or lower your head, lick and chew. Let's get a little bit of safety. Let's just hang out right here. You did the scary thing. You got here. Yeah, take a look at everybody. They're all looking right at you. Can you still see her kind of holding? Some of you go through your entire freaking week like this. We're holding and holding and holding and holding and doing and doing and doing and holding and holding and holding and holding and holding and holding and doing and doing and doing. Let's just pause and let some neurochemicals change. Lower her head. We'll wait till she licks and chews. This is where we lose patience in ourselves. It should have worked by now. It didn't work by now, so it didn't work. I tried meditation. It was boring. I tried yoga. It hurt. I tried just being quiet, but I kept talking to myself. Let's just wait right here. All right. You ready to come in, Kim? Yep. Come on in here. We'll hang out for a minute. We'll let you introduce you to Rain.
When I first got into the round pen, I mean, honestly, I was nervous because there were people there, and I was like, oh my gosh. And I had no idea. I came into this with zero preconceived notions, like no expectations. I had no idea what was going to happen. So I was nervous, and then, yeah, I'm like, is the horse gonna like me? Is it gonna kick me out? You know? And but once I got in, it was fine, and I was just went with it.
Good. Well, come here. We're gonna start. We're gonna start standing right here. Let me get this over here. Okay, Kim, I want you to stand in this box. So your job is to stand right there. All right, now I'm going to come around this side of you. I want to give you this lead line, and I want you to take the lead line, and you'll take like your left hand and just suggest that she goes, this way, and then your right hand, you're just going to create some energy, right? You kind of can pick this rope up, or we're going to ask Rain to go towards this thing, okay? Now, here's the thing. Anytime when you notice that she's trying, she's just attempting, or she's going this direction, want to release and just be quiet. So that'll just look like you just like, that's good. That's all I want you to do. All right, okay. Let's try that. We'll go one little thing at a time. Okay. Like this? Yep. So let's take. If all right, if I touch you? Yeah. All right. I'll do a little coaching here. Okay. So let's take this hand and hold the rope here, and then yes, there you go. So see how you're going to suggest over here, and just have that right there, and then this can create some energy over here. I don't want you to think you're going to take this and like swirl it over like this. There you go. So let's do that. Okay. Oh. Yep. And think you're going to, yep, touch that, look at the shoulder. Okay, now let's just release right there. Like that's it, that's done. You just talked, Kim just talked to a horse. A little bit of pressure, Kim's just giving a little bit of pressure, and Rain is like, I already know where the answer is. Like, I'm already good. Heck yeah, I can go down that road. So what might happen in your life after you do the hard thing? You might get pressure from a whole different source, a whole different space that you can easily just flow with. And it's like, no big deal. Let's just slow this up. Oh, yes. You okay? Yeah? All right, just stand there a minute. 45 minutes ago, where was the one place this horse said, no, I will never be there? What's something that you want to make that change about? Is it something you can talk about?
Yeah, just showing up how I am that day, really. Not what people, like that, oh, she's happy, she'll be fine, she can do more. That's like my biggest thing.
So you just choosing you.
Yeah.
Being happy.
And being okay if I'm not happy or
that's okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Take that. So what would that be like for you going into your day and you're like, you know what? Today is just all about Kim. Today is all about me feeling good all day long, about me being happy with you instead of being happy for everybody else. Would that feel, what would you do different in your day?
Oh, I don't know.
What about taking the day off? How freaking hard would that be?
Hard.
To take a day off?
Yes. Real hard.
Anybody else? We're so wired, do for everybody else. Because if you take a day off, then you're not pleasing everybody else. You're going to please you. Mm-hmm. What would you do on this day off? If you could take the day off, what would you do? What would you do at 10 o'clock in the morning on your day off?
I'd probably lay out at my pool and not feel guilty.
At your own pool? Are you kidding me? Enjoy your own pool? Oh, how terrible. Right? And not feel bad about it. I totally relate with what you're saying, by the way. I get it. Can you commit to taking a day off? Like, would you make that decision? I love the pause. Just know it's okay. Could you guys feel the hesitation? That's okay. That's okay. So just be right there at the hesitation. Do you see how I asked her to take the day off? It's like, can you get on this tarp? She's like, can I take the day off? Let that be enough. That'll be like when Rain was standing clear over there. Just the question. Let's just let the question be in the space. We don't even need to answer it. Okay? All right. Take that for a little walk. Come back and see if you guys can hang out in the middle. What if the most important things to be done is on the inside of you instead of the external world? What if starting on the inside, like, and that just might be a good question to ask yourself. What is going on in my life so much that I can't take a day off for me? What's going on in my life that isn't a valid option for me? I'm not saying it's right or wrong, good or bad. I would just ask that question. Am I really enjoying my life? Oh. I'm going to back this up. We're talking about a day off. No, Are you open to the possibility that maybe taking a day off and your system relaxing and calming and you enjoying the day at the pool and shopping and maybe lunch with an old friend that you haven't talked to in a while and you really feed your soul and feed yourself, that life might present you with the next cool, great opportunity? Yeah. But if you don't take that day off and there's so much chatter and so much noise going on up here, that opportunity can't get into you because there's too much going on for that thing to just land, or that idea or that next client or the next thing, because there's just too much going on.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah. When we find that quietness, right? And that's really all we ask her to do is just, let's just stay quiet from right there. How quiet can we stay all the way so we can engage? Because at first she went with pretty noisy, right? And it was just leave. Yeah, you might come up with the next best thing for your business, your family, your community, your church by taking the day off and having some quietness and allow some inspiration or some ideas to come through. That might happen. Worst case, you just enjoy the day.
Worst case.
Worst case.
I'm Tanner.
Yeah. At the end of the day, is she likely going to die on her day off?
No.
So at the end of the day, worst case, you could say, and you didn't die. All right, Kim. You got to go hang out with the horse yesterday. You kind of got to see the horse in its real world of how it just operates and how it navigates pressure and release and reward system. What did you notice as you kind of watching that animal go through its own neurochemical of ups and downs? What did that mean to you?
Well, I love that we were patient with the horse and we just let her do her thing. And I don't feel like I, for myself, ever give myself time to just be patient and figure it out. And then I also was jealous of her that she doesn't have all these other life things throwing at her. You know, after she did the hard things, she just went about it. Yeah. And I loved it.
Isn't that really is a great message, and that's a lot of what I feel like we as humans are trying to find is like, man, how do we be in this now moment and just be present right now and enjoy whatever this is or working through whatever this is without bringing all of our past stuff with it. I really do appreciate that about the horse as well, that they're right now. And like you said, it's a great example that after, once the horse got on the tarp, right? Maybe not the first time when she got on the tarp and just standing there.
It took her a minute. Yeah.
And she's all tense and just kind of tight and hanging on. And like, that's where I see a lot of us humans, like that's our normal, that's our baseline is braced. Like, okay, I'm doing, I've got all these things to do. And then as we watched her just start to melt, right? She just kind of ticked down. And that's what I think we're all trying to find is that safe space to just be okay.
Yeah. And she did, she got comfortable really, I mean, it took relatively quickly for our whole intents and purposes, but I did love that as well, that she just kept going. Like, and as humans, it's a good reminder that we just have to keep going. Like she went in and then, ran out really quick, but she kept coming around. And once she felt safe with you and I, really, she was comfortable to be there, and she trusted herself and us. And I love that. Yeah. I know you said you don't love the word trust with horses, but I did think that there was some sort of trust or bond that happened, with the three of us, and she was able to sit in that hard.
I just say the more valuable word to use is safety.
Mm-hmm. She felt safe.
At the end of the day, I think that's really what all of us humans as well is to just feel safe, not necessarily to trust everything that's going on, because that could be a lot to try to get that deep into it, but just, am I safe? Do I feel safe right now? And just carrying that question. So as you kind of looked at that, and right, remember I asked you at the beginning, like, okay, can you see yourself as this horse? Or you're going through that. What were you seeing about yourself as you saw her struggle, or you saw her be confused, or kind of hurry through the things? Were you able to make that loop back to yourself?
Oh yeah, like I definitely skirt around, you know, and so yeah, absolutely, it was a really great experience.
Nice. Can you find the insights kind of coming from the horse? Like if that's Mother Nature's programming, right? This is how Mother Nature programmed this animal to relieve stress or to find safety or to to stay healthy, right? To stay emotionally or neurochemically, energetically healthy. How can you take that into your life to have you be healthier, your body, your systems? Yeah,
and that's where I think I'm coming back to, like, I feel jealous of the horse a little bit. She just gets to go about her life, where like that was one of my biggest things is like relaxing without feeling guilt, but the message and the experience, I think it was amazing, Well,
I like where you're going. Why do you feel like she's able to just go about her life or about her future or her going forward, and then you not having that same option? What's the difference?
It's the human doing.
Right.
I mean, I guess she did, because I did think about that too. Well, I was processing all this because I'm like, well, I'm jealous of the horse because she doesn't have to go home and do X, Y, and Z. And she doesn't have to go out and work and hustle and do all these things. But I'm also like, well, she doesn't really know what's going to happen to her next. Is she going to go to a pasture? Is she going to be taken care of? I guess I don't know.
No, it's a good point. It's a good point right there, because right, she's not worried about the future of like, oh, okay, I'm now, you know, in this pen here with these people. What's going to happen next? Like, oh my gosh, or what if they do this to me again, or where am I going to go after this? Right, she's just right now and just having that experience, and I think that's what you saw and connected with, was just her being in this right now moment.
Yeah.
And so the only reason that you or I or anybody else for that reason can't be in this right now moment, and you used the word earlier before about, you know, being patient and just having that time. I think we as humans, a lot of our evolution, our growth is we have programmed ourselves to not be in that space.
Yeah.
I loved working with you. I loved having you out there, and loved
Yes,
having the
thank
horse
you.
there to have that interaction, and then for you guys to both stand together there on the day off and just enjoy that little moment, to just have the idea, just
Yeah.
having the thought of, maybe I could.
Yeah. Yeah, I loved it.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
And thanks to Wendy. It really was cool.
Yeah.
I would never have done that without you guys. So I loved it.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
welcome. Yeah, good time.
Thank you. Yeah.
So West, this is a question that's on my mind. You have created this incredible awareness within what is happening in our lives, why we feel reluctant to try something new, what's happening with the chemicals in our bodies. But this is a question I have. What next? I have awareness, but how do I unravel this? How do I create this safety within myself? Because that's going to take some practice, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm just curious, because I know I'm not the only person. There's a lot of individuals that are watching this that are saying, okay, West, you've won us over, but now what? And so I'm curious, what next?
Nice. Well, thank you. There's a simple formula.
Okay.
And then we'll talk about kind of how that works. But for us humans and how we're creating our safety, right? Because that's what we've kind of learned from the horses. Like, safety is important.
Yeah.
But that's our core value. So for us humans, our stories combined with our experiences define who we are. So stories plus experiences equals self. And then we take self and divide self by all of our relationships. Right? So the relationships are where we're wanting, that might be where we're experiencing the pain, the uncomfortableness. It's on the relationship side.
Yeah, for sure.
So if that's where the struggle is, if we do this math problem backwards and we go back to what's the common denominator, where does this start? It goes back to our stories. So as we change our stories, we change our experiences. And as we change our experiences, we change who we are. And as we change who we are, we change how we interact with our world.
Wow.
So I've got a wonderful online coaching program. So I offer this in a group coaching. It's for men, it's for women, it's for couples. But the core value here is self. Like, self is what we're wanting to change, because then self is how we interact with the world.
Right.
How we change ourself is taking a look at our stories and changing those stories. And then we're going to go have an experience and bring our new story to the new experience, which creates a new version of ourselves. So the horse really helps teach us that it's our experiences, because that horse just had an experience.
Right.
And
Kim,
it found
Kim
safety,
had an experience.
right?
Yeah.
And there's that experience. So to do more with me or to work more with me is this online in coaching, one-on-one, or in some group conversations that way. But the model that we're following there is our stories plus our experiences define who we are, and that's how we relate with our world.
And I always respect someone who not only talks the talk, but walks the walk. And I've watched you and I've witnessed you, and even your own journey to where you were, what your stories were to what your story is now, to me is, it brings so much credibility. It brings so much, I want to be taught by where I want to go, by someone who is just maybe a couple of steps beyond what I am. So there, you can be the guide, you can be helping me to get on that tarp, because you know how to step on the tarp. I don't know how to do it yet.
Yeah.
And so I appreciate that you have this. I appreciate that it can be accessible anywhere in the whole world. That to me is one of the parts that I really want to emphasize on this particular program. Was this isn't just information to have information. This is information, and when someone feels a shift within themselves and goes, this is what I've been looking for, now we have resources for them. And so thank you for being one of those resources.
Oh, well,
I appreciate you.
Thank you.
You've done such a remarkable job of teaching so many of us, and you continue to do that. And you know what, West, just keep being that amazing Wes Taylor and shining your light on so many of us, and sharing life lessons through horses.
Thank you.
So I have to tell you about a really cool thing that you may not know about. It is called Yin on Fire, and it's a healing arts festival down in southern Utah, right next to Zion National Park. Let me tell you why this is so cool. All of these episodes are showcasing a non-traditional therapy or a non-traditional way of healing. What if you could actually go to a 4-day, 3-night event and have like this buffet of offerings that you could try out all sorts of different non-traditional therapies, go learn from experts, and be surrounded by an incredible community. And then at night, have incredible shows where you dance the night away. That's what Yin on Fire is all about, and you should go check it out.